Ye Nensoko TV Uboroso bw'umugusi.
Manchumurigari ya Soko TV mbia mana soko chale gitaseni kiga sechinga kechiga kwani kia una ntuchiko kumanya ari anakiwe ase ritukweriga Chinsa Isato koga sobo gatagati mu cyo Nairobi asense ya Kenya obutuko no bwakabera so mutinyu gatatu mwako yobwikiri bubere birongabere na isano turanyora senchira yobo ikirano manchumurigari ya negati ya ritukwariga nduti butuko bware.
This attack occurred precisely at a time when the Islamic Republic of Iran was actively and genuinely engaged in a diplomatic process.
Balozi wensi ya Iran haiga Kenya wamochirie sege gatiensi ya Iran hamo na Israel bakubwaterana na America.
Further to aid is to really call out those who are trying to milk political capital out of this tragedy and, furthering narratives that are neither here nor there.
Abarai baburiwe kwahe amate yanyagosiro mujumbe wense mu bunge ya Imuru Adekir umushimiwa Joana ngeno ribagario komorera omwanchu wabo.
Kini bono municipality ngo kwenye bwati anyebe contours so that yakatokorera mirimo mwe tubwende gotokorera
na oyo kurigekero kyo bwa MCA county ya Nyamira Jeremiah Mumanyi hosabira serikali ya county yo gwikirania obokorero bya ase ward ya township.
Karibu sana mwanchumo rigari ase MS Amayia Soko Chinsa Isato senchira yobo ikirano nchereterana nkoro kwa Clinton Ndigi mobalozi bwensi ya Iran haiga sense ya Kenya glampo hotebire esegi eyogandrata ime yense ya Iran negati yense ya Israel nense ya America nigo ya rentro bwoba hekero harure ogosaba kwa chiase ogwe esokya kweri chiko ryokugayana herire gukuganyana ense herinde chinse ichibire chikonyara kwa bachiko ene kyagotenania esegi yo ase ense ya Iran hasatebire Kenya nense ya Iran terigo chogoya sonania asense yo kubwatakana kiringa tiraru bokonye go cha sense ya America ne ya Israel osagana ense ya Iran muri gitoline tinyambane agotomanya mange.
And what makes this betrayal even more bitter is this attack occurred precisely at a time when the Islamic Republic of Iran was actively and genuinely engaged in a diplomatic process with the United States.
Gukwana nabariki ba amangana Amayia kurwa ase chobisi chiense ya Iran ensemo ya Westlands omocho Nairobi nomu balozi bwense ya Iran Dr. Hali Golamba ase aene kribuna ense ya Iran terigo chiagwa kana egesiomba asense ya Kenya ase ngencho tiye bwateraneti asobosagani bwense ya Iran.
Our missiles will not reach to the Kenyan territory. This is good news because our government has deliberately, in order to show its intention of peaceful intention to the world that this missile's capacity is only for defensive purposes. They have intentionally limited the range of missiles to maximum 2,000 kilometers, only for defensive purposes. And no, we absolutely, I don't think that we will, because the great people and the government of Kenya, we have had long historical friendly amicable relations, and we do our best to preserve that relation.
Enkwana ya balozi alini goya chire amatukabere maiga yense ya Amerika na Israel kubwaterana gusaga na ense ya Iran na kumuita omurai bwense yo hamene hayatola sekeri bagoteba nigo abwato bugambi bwege kuba engana ali amereri na goteba nigere mamincha yeri chikorikora chinse cheisko.
This is not merely an act of aggression. It is a flagrant violation of Article 2(4) of the Charter of the United Nations and a grave threat to international peace and security. The timing of this attack reveals the moral bankruptcy of the aggressors to strike during Ramadan, a month of peace, reflection, and prayer, and on the eve of Nowruz, when Iranian families prepare to welcome a new year, demonstrates that the United States and the Zionist regime respect no sanctity, no law, and no human value.
Omubalozi oibono omochirie chinse chia America na Israel na goteba ense ya Iran terigochia gukira goika echikwirwanirira ase omorero oyo ense ya America na Israel bogetie.
We entered negotiations in good faith, not because we trusted them, but to prove the righteousness of the Iranian nation and to leave no pretext for aggression. And how were we answered? With bombs, with missiles, and with the blood of our leader. This is the true nature of the United States and its unfaithful child, the Zionist regime. They speak of diplomacy while they plan murder. To the United States and the Israeli regime, I say, you shall bear full and direct responsibility for all ensuing consequences. You have opened a door that you cannot close.
Nonye nabo nigo aruro kuboria gochia ase abarai bechinse cheisiko bakorigereria oborendi kubwatera engane ikoboko na kwena kiateri gochia kwena kiwa ase chinse chinde.
Today it is Iran, tomorrow it could be any of you. To the United Nations Security Council, I demand, convene immediately, take binding action, halt this aggression, uphold your own charter before it becomes a worthless document. And to my people, the noble, resilient, and proud people of Iran, I say our leader has fallen, but our leadership lives on. Our path is clear, our cause is just, and our response will be firm, decisive, and one that will make the aggressors regret the day they dared to strike and land of Cyrus and the heirs of Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Gorpoteria en Soko TV, erietariane Linet Nyambane.
Toskabosio ya mate mbanya gosira mesha konyango kurwase hekenyero ya smiti ke gutoka nsemenya cheki bunge ya wasi county ya Kisii nigo yasokirie na gutugutira rechinkwana hecho chabere chikwane kiwa semetandao huna omwanchu abo niga sirityo bugima bwaye gwetera se chingo manyo reta se okorenta chibura bura sumo sangarikano wabara bense medio kwa media serikali abaye kietari abaya mantukata to hasorongorwa gusi kurende nigo bano batebire unanya gusira nigo arusetigo erino hasenchirere mbese kliniki ya kama menya cheki ikerete here gutigara ne chingoma egento kirete here gusiria obagima bwaye muri kitu ikiliforenge agotumanyia senchire bwikirano
Magega yechinkoma gutari kwa semetandao igoro yo gusera ko musacho yomo asireta mesha konyango yo kurwa sekenyero kya semiti kegotoka ase wodi nya chikensemu ya bunge ya babasi county ya Kisii abo asaba kwandwe metandao babere bagatubabuna nigo aitetu asogo turbani mo sangirekano ya barayi bali bakoyamerera serikali eikiaita bono nigo enka amana abamate baye besokiri eliko tuguterale chinkumechyo abo asaba atebirabuna omwanchu obo nigo asirite bugima bwa yasenya gitari ya ram wetera asomo chando yo ochete gwetera asokorusigwa elino bobem
ngane ye buraburwe konya wetana na ase siasa ire bono iga ngamesa kanwa lenge simatiangi alenge taoni mesaka muna matiangi agoche taoni mesaka ninga igale ai 12 P4 mangana yo amatiangi ataramanya gusengo chale taoni ende line linaria chagete kumocha kanga gaiga kuruga ngaga iga nana baeresire akarua agachakwana nyagitari mangana mesaka abubura buru ejiteyo indutweke twanegeti ase mesaka nyorto bakon korua nsemo yeri no so munyagitari omurusiti
kwani abaye family na bana ko batebya iga mesaka minto ntuntu manyi to korwa kwa eno muchando bwirino iro riita mesaka
Nako kwana nabaralio mu basolero asenka yaye nyagosirabwo asemerubiro ko mwenyegenderete nigaba matabu bagikire chinkwane cyo kiyaga siasa nagatubabuna televiziyo yako yengusenke yegandata komolero omwanchi obo ase siasa cyobo limo
abana banyasaye aki Yesu omonene mangana siasa babu atenga ya ngamesa kakane simatiangi agachigoiteruo ntuna abantu towote nasinda go gitwara niringa na rio monene akinto liko ngainereria sobo sibo monene
iga abantu baminto bali mwakira iga amate yaito abasani mona bairi n'abantu baminta abajira kurwa media nabatwale ko bamanyina kene kinyasaye kene familia n'abantu bamwegere to monene ngambeshaka emochando ye igasira singenje lino
magayo ko yetarre nyagitari ya ramo elioko unenkia yagenderete kero nyagusira rete twasi nyagitari yo umunyagitari yo lenge ko mwobo koreri nigo aherera so bwasyo kuna batabuna nyagusira tabwate ngoma chinde kyonsi cyo gwakwa
Dr. Mukwa ngoka ram une medical officer on Thursday evening umurere na ochete okoro kumesha konyando 42 years old male ajidene shida yoko bimba asebigoti nechimboto kero toire historia ye konyoro usiriwe erino korwa different facility kera chete bono mambia ina na chete komore sengenja admit gotuko medical officers tokora chiwodon koro saa 2 mpaka saa 11 kera twaba muri review ase ward tukanyora bwata amaira ya chete sengenjo okorosu korwa erino ria area ruseti gobe on a process here a dentist eje kumurusia mairari but by the third time umuriro yagoja konyora complications chance recover konyora mairaria otore ende ko sepsis konyora yanda chire slants yanda chire buchoso akanyala koleta complications yecho wono akabako gakobarwa lakini konyora embeo yansi kwa yana kwa konyora kwa beiro gokong esengenjo ko bimba koria batia maira konyora rusiri burimo na ende the following day one yarenge Saturday and reten dentist ngoche yarenge komoro but unfortunately by managova esengenjo konyora anyorira oboroiro obokoro kuseptisimia akanyara ko esengenje complication yerino ria anyareta ko bagakorusibu murira sta yakire history yo kuna no muriro manyana toete nerina anyareta ko bagakorusibu ase clinic
onke yo nege bwato ko bolia gochia ase serikali ya county ya Kisii insio buraibo mugaba na Simbarati uyo nyagusira renge okorere mirimo ko basira ase mirobero yo ko mwenyo mwanchobo nabo igo kuyerigereria enke yo yatigire magega gwetera aso ko basemia abana baye
narego tawchumbe go chaso mugambi mesa kamunasira utigira abana barabake umwana mokepini umwana monene ni gale grade 9 nabatwalgo saba mune family onye kokonya kunde kware ngororo kakyali gichinjira tokonye asinginja abana bamesha kana bari gusemba kine batako babantu
bono nigo yatigire asaba tumekibe metandao yakerero wetanga kurwa asogotalia chinkuma chobolimo nako yenke yo yanyagusira maskani yokomaenyo mwanchobo asomorembe ingolipotera Nsoko TV kuronya cheki ensemu ya bunge ya Babasie county ya Kisii ereteriane weekly orenge
accountant kurwase ward ya township county ya Nyamira Jeremia Nyakonde Momanyi nigamochire oburaibwe county ya Nyamira asekeria gotebanga nigo obonchoreria bogusie kwa chinga kicha mapema asokoboro chita choburendi kakwana sensemo ya tente Momanyi nigo boigo akwanire engana yokotainikiwa amagendrase ward ya township iyo erasobo gatagati bomochi Onyamira muri kito Steven Nyarikembunde na sanganere asechinkwana chae twargane robotru kubwate
omwaki chisabu korwase ward ya township ime ya Nyamira samarita Jeremia Nyakundi Momanyi noyo bwango mono wesokya na komochya burai bwa Nyamira hasekeria kweranga botabo wechitaya chirichi komoreka ngakia botuko na kwagerere town ya Nyamira abonjoria gosieka obonjorere bwabo Chinsa 12 cha Maragoba
Jeremia Nyakundi Momanyi kobolinde kirokyo wa MCA township ward ekero tokotema koligereria ward ya ito amaene bolige biasara bigosie ku saa 12 omo MCA ito twamochore chitamu ibere for 10 years ake nono muntu leo kale mere molende gake myaka 10 tango takoleti unango bone okurukuru kunate ensera betese omuntu akole biasara biaye no bolemu lakini bono gakitora alimie town saa 12 ono ndo gake omugambi ngitwa akochore to chikotokonya twagosa birenga kiyo tigariti ensi ni metinyo tigati mesi nyuma ntara korusi obisi tafadhali tokolere emirimo ekororeka ase town yetu kana otubwate municipality lakini bono municipality engo konye bwati anyebe contours so that ekatokolere emirimo bune otubwende gotokolera nonyene gatokolege chipara chito drainage go chisaregete
okwana lero nigo Momanyi agendere gokwaniranga county ya Nyamira eyuere ase ward ya township nigetabwati chipara chingia boikiranu egento gekworokia ebichembe ye county gochiase bari bakoyetarera
abantu baminto bonega we are heading to elections tubwate less than a year to chake on serious campaigns na inde abantu ba township bono mwanchora bune nyapara yaino nchenko baligereria mangana ino na kebinto bigenderete town yaito eke tokotema kuligereria our township ward igotuiraneta maega asa tambe sana abo abarayi baritochorte nabo bantu gotokonya kuligereria bintu binde binge no bono toligereria chipara nto bwati ndati wansa kubara chipara na tetego chimande ga igasa ko kubombangie dispensary eto tobwate township ward eto bwa tokalini bwate gokonya abantu baminto para teyo nyasaye bolige para ora isoko gendororo omuntu akwere nchera because tokonya go kanone pigipigi ororo no mweshimiwa otochorte tabia katako na negari ya embaka ikeri dispensary eyi bantu mbabwate sibago no muntu bwataka gari kaye igaho gatigera para nyito bwate no musani asitayo go chiko kabeka igaho abantu baminto singa keji to bwata chinsi nyito ikasobo chori chaka koligererina naki muntu kimogo chikochoro go chikobakonya
kubatekana ne kaunti ya Nyamira gotarwa kirego kende gionsi kyobo wasiri gosobokonyi bomo waziri ase ebitabo bene bye kaunti ya Nyamira goja se ward ya township ni gomumanyi hasabirenga nerebiya asubo bagibwe keki boigo ward ya township yare ko bage kobekwekerenga nakwenekinga boigo habasaye ngorigeri ubaremeremo gatigati yo mochiyo yo Nyamira
toisa koligereria mangana employment opportunities ase ward yaito ndobuga ati monto none chief executive officer from our township ward aseki mbro inega asiyo yo mo MC totomete abwente goturwanirira ege bago ikaranza in an executive meeting no mo governor ngore ndo goturwanirira na township ward onye ndobuga ati none chief executive officer ora devana abantu bane ba township igonta gete na nje nkorege ndo gete nkole 1 2 3 none libagari abantu none abantu bakancho mitrara romo emisi otegera gote nona samatanga tebena ki ekenyoreke kia bomondo ekenyoreke kia sekete na sekete ekenyoro kia gesore nindi gete mwana gete na mwana gete iga nkiora te yabantu so we need koligereria oborai tochoro oborai oboroboronge no muntu ore tayari kobaruanira ntine so kiri mu muromo gusu kabisa na ndende tayari gochikoligereria emeremo yaino aya man accountant kisabu jeno nimba bangire bintu beno kabisa abantu bamindo ikamwencho yo bogambio
Steven Nyarike Mune Ensoko TV Township County ya Nyamira.
Ekiombe yabaya East Africa wechakia umoroberio wogosemia habarimi igoro yokomanya chimbusuro chichibwendata nemono chiria chechibando umoroberio na tuchitagi kumenesano nebero motinyo eta nabo gokobaenekeria ebiegwa au itkoria rero nigabari mikuru asorogongorwa gusi banyorari bagarinde ryo gosegetwa igoro ya mameranio hayo yokobirwandira ebiegwa ebyo kurwase chimbusuro chichibwendata ase eduka yamo yobonia bwe chimbusuro ime yomochobosongo na gosegetwa igoro yogokinya rigasa eriabo marakabere kubwatekana no gonchoreria kwerire
iga rere torega iga saurie to wate promotion promotion ekoro kubuna dikal mafanikio shambani ene promotion ni itwarete iro moremi ase ange asare so that anyore chance yoko ebuera ebiegwa au nabo igona inde ngokora torega ntukorka sensitization abaremi bamanya ekera bakogora chimbegu ase chiduka bamanya buna chimbegu bagorire nigo chire genuine nchiri chio borimo program eje ne yo moremi kagendera seduka ogorire packet yege tumagia DK kendegions niga koire eketumakiria scratch code ya kefis after scratch record area kefis atome code area ase nambe korokwa 1393 yani ayemo Isato kianda Isato alafu after atomire ngonyorare chi message ibere message ntanga nige komotebuna egetumagora nigo kere genuine osengeri genuine alafu message ya kabere agotebe gubuna osoira ase eke minano gose ase competition yogo chako ebwera chizawadi plus isuzu pickup ase promotion yeto bwata sai promotion yenigo ya chagete chitariki 17 omotienio February alafu nigekoera omotienio okane chitariki 30 gose 30th of April
asengenjo yokonyorio muremi ito ngana abwenerete kogora chimbego chetu cha DK osede cap asengenjo chimbego echiga etogochirosia no borosi bwa igoro mono bwenga kieyeiga kubwatekana ngari irerie ito rigenderete gonchorerie ngaki asengaki asege songo tokoro climate change kosege swali twateba ngatabia inchi bono asengenjo ensea osere ireria onchoreirie intwe una baya East Africa igotokora chimusuro chikogenda nerire una rikogenda igo nyamache akoba mange ase liroba embusurina bekogenda ngorake so kwama kerabera makemono ali mugondo igekwama bwango mono egere yakonyo muremi asoko ligesa lire bwango na enda tari konyora asara mwa rende chimbegu cheito igo chichinchugire mono asenge njoko makonyo muremi baigo chimbusuro nchiro chiaretirwe chigokonyo muremi wetera nsemo yetugo ntobwate nabono DK 7500 yiga nabokorose lichombe ndagere tokoroke silage ngaigo kwa mabuya na endebwate protein content ire igoro igorende to tebyo bali mbaito bayegoro so bonge boigo mugusi na boigo so bweni bwanya gitari ngote bali ngatubase kuri bukuma burabwe wana se bali batari kuri bukuma burabwe to abaletere ya DK 7500 asenge njobo kumubwa moyole usimachori bakuboro kose yelo egera bomokonye asoko irania chinguru moberoye golende chimbusuro ne chinyinge tobwata chigokonya umuremi kubwatekana nerire ngonjororire igorende umuremi kakwanyorirwe koranche gora chimbusuro chetu ja DK Chonspi gochigokora buya ligaserire igoro chiguni gwetania 40 kerorosere tibuya na enke kabisa ige ko rusi chiguni 25 isato yere DK 831
Togosikabasio mwancho morigere rituko ria rero nigo ekiombekeri kyo gusangerie bango imense engima ya Kenya Revenue Authority kiare yatwara hegikaro kya bene ime mucho bosongerio gosemia abananchi igoro echinchara chinya ekire cyekerero cyo gusangeria ebango kurwase abananchi batari gutwara kongusana konde gwensi nigo bono bakoragwa no mu commissioner hotendrete okurusigo kwebango George Obel anyareka gotenga nigo ba beire nemeroberio bose babekire emeroberio yogochia gochencha erieta erie kiombekio na bego gokinia obokoreri wetera senchera yemitandao kumwikero mwananchi kawaida.
So we had today to get more of their responses, tell them of the plans that we have for them, what we have organized for them, and some of these plans is that we have come up with very many simplified solutions that are available for our taxpayers to be able to make it easier for them to pay taxes. They also told us feedback about the challenges they have for payment of taxes, and all this we took together so that we can be able to make sure that we make it easier for them to comply and pay tax into the future. So it was a very good engagement, and one of the key things they told us is to make sure that we change and offer them services. So we change the way we handle our matters from the enforcement side to the making sure that we offer services to them, and that is the line we are taking. So the 3.2 million is the taxpayers who are registered in this region, the Western region, the 3.2 million. In fact, other than Nairobi, Western region has got the next highest number of registered taxpayers in this region. And these taxpayers, we believe if we support them, they will come faster than us enforcing. You know, enforcement also depends on the number of people you have.
We've received KRA commissioners, and we are happy there are a number of things that they've assured us that they intend to do, which will make our remittances of taxes and giving our annual returns to be a little bit easier. One of the facts that the Commissioner mentioned, the e-teams did not capture all expenses of schools. Mostly I'm talking of schools because I'm from that field in 2025. So they're going to look into that, on how that balance is going to be engaged. However, there are some terminologies they use that will allow them to change, like from KRA to KRS for service, from enforcement to talking to people, because the word enforcement really makes people fear. Talking of compliance, let them say, I am a kujitegemea commissioner instead of a compliance commissioner. Those terminologies usually make people fear, and they see KRA as an enemy instead of seeing them as a friend.
People are very happy about this because contractors are now relieved that we are going to be waived, or we are going to be cross-examined. Why are you not paying your KRA or VAT money? So today we appreciate the Commissioner for KRA, and we appreciate the coming to Kisii. We request him to be going all around such that people can get civic to know KRA is not an enemy, KRA is not an askari, KRA is our rights as Kenyans to pay But let's also advise these senior people who are evading from paying tax, like governors. They are correcting even from civil servants. They are not even paying students.
Mwanagari wa serikali ene mense Isaac Maura omochiri abantu baria bakuraria mangana yo boli mukubwatekana no gukoyo kabero mujumbe bwense mu bunge ya Imuro Dekir Mheshimiwa Joana Ngeno oyosire cyo bugima bwaye hamwe n'abantu bande batano litukure Jumamosi asoma basoka no mabebwa ndege oyokolekana tenseme ya Mosope County ya Nandi kakwana kurwasa cya bisicha yasomo cyo Nairobi Maura nigo bona rokandra ko muchense meri kwa ameria serikali asatabire amate ya Joana Ngeno tiga wechingaki emurero mwanchuabo siasa chitarikobekwa gati.
At the same time, it's also very important to state that once again we mourn the death of the Honorable Joana Ngeno, who really was a great Kenyan. I was privileged personally to serve with him in the 11th and 12th Parliament. And also he was a personal family friend, my family and I. So we are sad to see this happening. And further to it is to really call out those who are trying to milk political capital out of this tragedy and, furthering narratives that are neither here nor there. I think for anyone who is in their right mind and who deserves to be a leader, you are supposed to allow your family to mourn when one of them is, if you lose somebody, let the family mourn. You cannot just use that opportunity. And especially members of the opposition in casting aspersions and making wild allegations that are unsubstantiated. I think that is totally unacceptable, and dramatizing everything just to make, and to settle political scores. I think that is totally unacceptable. And so, to the family and friends and relatives of Honorable Joana Ngeno, and also the other Kenyans, who lost their lives, we send our most sincere condolences. And yesterday we were there at Lee Funeral Home to receive the remains of their bodies, together with many other leaders. And it's quite sad to see that what has happened and the many families that have been affected. The pilot, the photographer, all of the people who are involved, in this, we really want to send our most sincere, condolences, and including the family of Joana Ngeno and Naya and the two little children. It's really, really unfortunate that we are seeing.
Wanchumurigaria nara yokuru semesa ya Amayia Chinsa Isato haso tukobo gambia muna soko sangana into ngo sabakwa nga wesemire aya ene kiwe nyasa ka wanja nande tumira na sembe okurenda sebonega to kukandrobo tukobia abaganda gutwara burigari obuyabwe mirobiri agenda ta sembe yensoko TV nchenkoro kwa Clinton Ndigi Brian Chaka Felistas Kabendi na Barnabas Sundari na watu wabwatira na kwene kyamero gine chibicha kwa chara senchirengia.